Hey folks, Dr. Mike Israetel here for Renaissance Periodization, Chapter 10 of the Renaissance Diet book, Designing Your Own Diet. All these chapters and finally we get to some practical relevant info. Well, it turns out most of the book is mostly for the very, very curious minds who want to understand the why of dieting, not just the how, right? But Chapter 10 really gets to the how. It's like 50 pages long. It's incredibly extensive. I'm just going to do a real rough summary of what's going on here. Turns out there's not a ton of recommendations in this video, because if you really want to know how to design your own diet, you got to read that chapter. Link is in the description. So, basically, how does this chapter look? Well, first it teaches you how to set your own calories to the needs based on tables and equations. Not super hard. Then, no surprise, you move up the pyramid, you set your macros to your needs. Right, if you want a review of the macros, Chapter 3 has macro discussion in it. You can go see that video. If that's curious to you, then you can go get the book. You get much more detail on how to set macros with a very, very fine-tooth comb. Then, of course, you use a sort of a trade-off of need, what optimality or exactly how your meals are supposed to be structured, and convenience, sort of somewhere between there, to set your meal timing schedule, right? And it really has to be emphasized. You got to split the difference between the two. And a lot of times, a lot of convenient timings are pretty close to optimal anyway. So just make sure that you're not trying to eat meals at these weird specific times that are just like exactly perfect. Within an hour here, hour there, it probably doesn't matter much. Convenience really trumps it. Why? Because of adherence, right? If you're going to have a super inconvenient plan, you'll just never follow it to begin with. Now you're pretty well along the way. You got calories, you got macros, and you have meal timing. And, of course, you'll have, by this point, macros per meal, which is really, really good. But you can't eat macros, right? They don't sell macros at the store. You got to find healthy ingredients you can use for your diet. And really, the key there is the ones that you can regularly make, have regular access to, and have ready replacement options. So not only do you want to design your diet if you follow it perfectly from all your meals cooked at home, but if you got like a 7-Eleven by your work, you got to kind of explore and figure out, okay, if I didn't bring a lunch or if I had to work late, what can I buy at the 7-Eleven to make sure I'm still kicking my meals pretty decently? It doesn't have to be perfect, but good enough. You want to consider supplements. Some are worth the money, some are not. Creatine is so cheap, you might as well take it. Whey protein is really convenient, really good for workout stuff. But, some of the other ones might be or might not be up your alley, depending on your trade-offs. You want to make good hydration habits. A good start for hydration, really, is just to drink like 12 to 24 ounces of fluid, like water or a Diet Coke or something, and you just drink that with each meal, and all of a sudden, you're fairly well hydrated. And if you're thirsty outside of that, you just drink an additional fluid for that. And here's the thing, folks. Without making this too sales pitchy, okay, if you feel overwhelmed in diet design, even if you understood the theory pretty well, or if you have no time for the theory and somebody just sent you this video and like, check this out, you can have help with your diet design, right? You can let experts handle it. What are some ways that can happen? Well, you can consider diet coaching, right? There's experts at RP and a ton of other great companies that do an awesome job guiding you with your diet. They write you the whole thing. They check up on you. They update it for you. Amazing, amazing stuff, right? And there's tons of really good folks out there. Make sure the folks that are coaching you are evidence-based practitioners, not folks that just, learned on Instagram or something. Now, you can try the Instagram folks, and there's a lot of good people out there. I don't know, it's kind of like rolling the dice. So make sure they respect science, have a lot of practical experience as well for your best shot. Or you could try digital products. We have a few, right? There's templates, right? There's other digital means, there's apps. And if you use these things, they can potentially help you design a diet, and all you have to do is follow it, right? You can even take it to the next level where you can hire a meal delivery service that literally makes all your meals for you. You just have to eat them when they show up to the door. Everything is in your corner. It's not super expensive. It's not super out of the way. If you want to build your own diet, amazing. This book chapter will be awesome for you because it has tons of detailed instructions. If you're not super interested in building your own diet, you want a little help with that, the book and the links in the description here are going to guide you to ways to help you with your diet design so you can do the work and get the results. Folks, see you next time for Chapter 11, Bankruptcy. Just kidding. Chapter 11 will be on an actual diet topic.